be able to take it on the road with you. Literally, they put them in a box, a couple of mics, and it's just one button. Yeah. Push record and go.
I think Dave's got one that he could give me because I was just talking about that. I have to get it. So we'll talk about exactly what you think's the best because that's what I need. I need case that I could do music.
All about
and that
simplification.
And, yeah.
Yep. It's a studio and a box.
That's exactly what I need.
There you go, Road. You got your first plug. Welcome to the Tragedy Academy, a show created to bridge societal divides in a judgment-free zone using candor and humor. My name is Jay, and today it is just Gary and I. What's up, Gary?
How you doing? It's just us. I'm covered in wires. They're everywhere. I just got off the road. This shit is all messed up, and I hope you could hear me because this is going to make me nuts.
Oh, yeah, dude. You're Calamity Jane right now, man. Everything is going down. But we got to do recordings while you were out there on the road in a cool location. You're on fucking Joshua Tree.
Yes, it was dope.
I didn't even know that was... I learned something. You told me what a Joshua tree was. I had no idea what a Joshua tree was.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is except, hey, that's a Joshua tree. But like, I guess, it's
well, it's a cactus, right? It's that big ass cactus. It looks like it's got its two arms up in the air, like it's given a touchdown symbol in every cartoon.
That, right?
Yeah, it's got like one up, one down.
Yeah,
like doing the 1980s walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah, or like,
you know?
like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They're everywhere.
How'd that go again?
Meep. Cut that out.
So Joshua Tree, we had the interview with Sam Suarez, which was freaking amazing.
He's cool.
By now, everybody's heard Bobby and Vince. Those were so much fun. I'm glad that we had the opportunity to bring in some of your friends from the fight world. First of all, I couldn't have been more motivated with Bobby. That dude is like walking motivation.
Yeah. Every time I talk to him, it's like, he always says I motivate him, which I think he's kind of just trying to make me feel good. But that's just a dude that lives every day to the fullest. And he teaches his kids that. And he's just happy and positive, and he's not going to waste his time on this rock. And sometimes it gets maybe like annoying when you're tired and he's like really going in on like a little too much. Like, it's fine. But more times than not, talking to him, I feel better after, and I'll take the extra push the next day or try something I might not have done. And he's a musical expert, especially with hip hop and stuff that I like. So we share music and shit constantly, which we should talk about next time he's on.
He's such a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
Because when you say that, people wouldn't put certain things together, right? I think we've been given all these weird implicit blinders that when you see one of the top 100 fittest men of all time in Men's Health playing with magic cards and discussing hip hop, and he's from Canada, and it just, everything is all over the place. Not that being from Canada is weird, but in America, when we see Canadians, we know they're just super nice and weird. No.
Yeah. He's like really good friends with Foxy Brown, the rapper, and like people like he just knows like mid-90s, the stuff that I love the most, but he knows every rapper, the song, the producer, he knows all of the stuff. And we're always finding shit that maybe the other one didn't know or didn't remember. So we're the same age, I think he's 43. I'm about to be 43. We grew up in that mid-90s hip hop era. So it's our wheelhouse, so we always talk about shit that's random.
You bring up the music and his love for it. And we always talk about how we love music. And that's one of the things that we bond over. I'll tell you, as of late in the house, this dawned on me recently. I like to put something on the TV in the living room. We have the studios here at my place, and my wife has an office here as well. But there's always something on in the background here. And what I did recently was I found MTV. There's like MTV 52. I don't know. There's so many of them, but it plays old hip hop or retro, as they're calling it, throwback, which is very depressing.
It's actually videos.
But it's all the videos. Yeah, it was like the legit MTV videos from the 90s and the 80s, and it plays like all day. And it dawned on me that A, it was cool to be able to listen to it, and B, I'd never seen a fucking video. All these videos, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, poor, we didn't have cable, anything like that. All the stuff that kids were enjoying, I never knew. And then it dawned on me today, this is why I'm bringing this up, that all the music that you share with me, and you see how I get so excited about new music constantly, is because I only know what came out of an FM radio. That's it.
Yeah.
We didn't have I didn't get to go to like a CD store or, hang out, here, there, everywhere. It had to come out of a radio. So I only knew the top 10.
I just recorded like a 20-minute talk last night about this topic that I was going to send you today about the exact same thing. Cassette tape. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's called, because I'm going to put out my beat tape, which I call New Oldies. And I just talk about my love of music and this exact thing about how you had tapes and you missed the first 10 seconds of every song, just waiting all day to record it, and you'd run and dive. And I had to put the Scotch tape on the top to tape it over. And me and all my friends, like we would talk all week about what tape we're going to buy on the weekend, because we had save our lunch money. I'm like, I'm going to get the Wu Tang, you'll get the Black Moon, and then we'll get one that
We'll
was pick a
swap
random
it.
one.
You record it.
Yeah.
I'll record it.
Yeah. Over your
There was a lot of
Manilow tapes. Yeah. And like when you got it done, it sucked, because it was like, there goes my $12, and like the cover looked good. We took a shot and they wouldn't let you return it, but like it was work to do that. And you had to hear of it or take a shot, and like on the radio. And same thing with the videos. We never had cable, so we didn't get to see those hardly ever, but they had the box. And like, if we knew like a rich kid or like somebody that had it, we would go and sit there and call the 1-900 number all night, and it's $2 or whatever it was. And then you'd sit there and wait till your video came up. I mean, we did that all the time, but it was a mission to find music that you liked and discovering something new. We loved it. Monday at school, like, listen to this shit's dope. Sit in the lunchroom and listen to it.
I'm glad that you're saying this. The lengths that you will go to get music or play music or find a way to get it. My one of my family members, we were there hanging out, and we didn't have any cassette players, right? But one of our younger cousins had a Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh, I love that. My Teddy Ruxpin bumped Wu Tang.
So
like,
I want to say that it was Two Live Crew.
Yes, way better.
That started singing in church.
Oh, nice. That's way better. Oh, man. You're thinking it's going to be like a nursery rhyme, and he's like, what's up? Yeah. Yes. That's amazing. Like, that was such a, like, I don't think their music's necessarily great, but when you're kids, like, everyone had to have that, because that was the one our parents did not want us to have.
Oh, yeah. Florida was big for those types of rappers and that music. It lived here.
Yeah, that's where they're from. Yeah. We were just pissing off our parents at that era on a couple of those, and that was one of them. Like, we didn't really like it, but they just really made people angry, No,
so. It was awful. You listen to it now, and it's there's zero poetic or music. There's no musicality. There's nothing.
Yeah, but they're on Supreme Court, like, was Dolores, I forget what her was.
That is what I love it about. Free speech.
Yeah, they were literally arresting them in America. It's the First Amendment. Like, all these people are all about the Second Amendment. They just jump right over number one to get their gun. And it's like, hey, I can't say this shit. Yeah.
The camera phone is equalizing America.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, it is.
100%.
Yeah. The camera phone is, yeah, you gotta behave.
I owe you a story real quick before we go into some of this stuff we have coming up, because I told you that I sliced my finger.
Yes.
Okay. So, number one, I'm an idiot and a klutz and everything.
I think everybody knows that.
And I didn't grow up cutting root and shit like this as a kid. But my wife loves papaya, and we just got these new kitchen knives. And if anybody eats papaya, they know that you don't need a knife to fuck with papaya. You can literally scoop it out with a spoon after you've cut the papaya. It's that easy.
We got to cut it at least once.
And just once. Yeah. Well, I went to try to cut it, and I cut the index finger on the front corner. It went right through the papaya at like 100 miles an hour. Slices my finger, like the corner, right, of the tip of the finger. And it was just deep enough, I guess, where it just would not stop bleeding. Like, it just kept bleeding. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I hold pressure on it for, a while, take it off. Cause I'm like, I don't want to go all the way to the doctor for a stinking cut on my finger.
That shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't have a wife. Wife's
right?
make the smart decision to take you to the doctor. I would have gaff taped that shit on, and they would have fall off in a week.
Like a fucking staff or some shit, because I don't have any business fucking with it. But so we went to, we bypassed the hospital because, nowadays they have the freestanding ERs to take care of these types of
especially those in Florida.
So I'm not going to call anybody out or anything like that, but I went to the freestanding ER, and my wife went with me, and, we're sitting in a little stinking room together, In
Florida, in case anybody doesn't know.
Yes, Florida. Thanks for pointing that out, man. So I'm sitting there, whatever. So doctor comes in, looks at it, says, yeah, you need a couple stitches. That'll stop it from bleeding, whatever. I'm going to do something called a digital block. I'm like, okay. So you know me, I'm a super curious dude. I ask questions about everything, and you're going to do something to my hand, and
a digital block.
I want to know what that means. So I said, why do they call it a digital block? Because I've had a lot of stitches, a lot of staples, a lot of stupid shit, and this term had never come up. So I asked her, I said, is that because it's a digit, as in a finger, or is this something technological?
I'm guessing finger.
And she said, neither. And I said, okay. She goes, I don't really know why, but this is what it is. I'm going to take this needle. She pulls it out, and it is like no joke. It's like 5 inches long before you get to the syringe. And the syringe is full of this liquid. And she's like, I'm going to take this. And normally, you know how they kind of just like root around the area that they're going to stitch? They just kind of poke around there to numb it a little, and they're zip, zip, they're in and out. She went to the base of the finger, right, with this needle. And she says, it's going to fill up your finger with liquid, and it's going to numb it.
Yeah, put an ice cube on that thing.
Like, I'm watching my finger. She's right. She comes in and she puts the needle into my finger, and she starts, depressing the syringe, and the liquid I could see my finger kind of plumping a little. It's very weird. And she's pulling it out and pushing it back in like different areas, and squirting a little more in, I guess, to disperse the numbing agent or something. But she's getting real pokey with this fucking needle.
Technical term.
And it's starting to go further and further into my finger. And I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to go that far. And she's like, I got it. And then the next thing you know, I'm like, I see liquid squirt out of the other side of my finger. She went all the way through.
Like, how are you that bad at your job? Why does everyone get to be that bad at their job?
I'm sitting there. Terrence's sitting there in the chair. I laughed, actually, because I was like, hey, I think you went too far. She's like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, no, I don't think.
Oh, it's fine. It's because it's not your finger.
It pierced my hand.
It's fine.
She went all the way through. So, but that's the beginning. She gets it all numbed up, and it looks like a ballpark Frank with, the end where she's gonna stitch it up.
I would not let her stitch it after that.
I'm just gonna ask you a question. If I were to cut your finger diagonally across the corner and you were going to put stitches on it, where would you place those stitches on that cut?
In the middle? Like
that? Okay, done. That there you go. Well, according to the doctor, the deeper spot was on the corners. So she stitched the corners of my cut and sent me on my way. And when I tell you, when I got home and bumped it on the first thing, it just started bleeding.
Yeah, like that doesn't make any sense.
Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the spot that you're supposed to put these.
You're supposed to stitch the whole thing. Like, I don't know. Like,
it was like she put eyes on my cut. Like, what is this? So the freestanding ER got a big sad face from me. If it was a pain chart, it was down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Whatever that smile was. The angry face.
I'm angry just listening to this because I'm just like, everybody gets to be shitty at their job. Like, how do you go through and you tell them it's okay? And then
this was a whole different
It's your first day. How many times has she done stitches before? Like, if she's not doing it good now, that means she's never done it good.
Here's the thing. Again, you know me. I joke around a lot. I ask questions. This is my thing. And when she says that I got to get stitches and she's getting ready to do this, I actually asked her. I said, hey, you've been doing this for a while. I was like, do you get excited when you get to stitch a human being for any reason? Or is it just kind of a merp thing? I just got to stitch something.
That's a weird question.
Right? And she says, it's not as exciting anymore. I kind of like XYZ, which was something very violating to the human body of some sort. Traking somebody. That's what it was.
Oh, like right in the throat?
Yeah.
Psycho. That's psycho shit right there. Yeah. I like drilling holes in people's throats. Right. Stuff the straw in there.
I like to trach. I'm like, no. Well, judging from where she put stitches, I don't want to see where she's going to
hell no.
Trach me.
Yeah. You're going to be able to.
I have a pipe in my ass.
Yeah, you'll be able to crap out of that thing. That is not all good. Like, first off, I like traking. Yeah, I like traking people. You're fired. Like, why? No. Red flags. Air traffic controller, guy in the fucking aircraft carrier. every girl I've ever dated.
Holy shit. We're here to do a job, right? I don't even know what we're hanging out tonight. We're just talking about shit. It's actually Friday night.
We just don't have to do our job. We just get to work here. Yeah, you just do whatever you want. Like, you don't have to do your job. Like,
exactly.
Wait, this is actually our job, though. Like, that's not her job to fuck your stitches up and then
I
be
know.
stupid. But like, oh, it's fine. You went through the other side of my finger.
It wouldn't stop bleeding. It wouldn't stop bleeding.
Yeah, because she added more holes.
You know what? Here's the other part. She said I had to go back to the doctor in, 10 days to get the stitches removed, right? And I looked at Taryn and I was like, I'm not going back to the doctor.
And they'll be out in 10 minutes
stitches.
anyway.
Like, I'm going to pull these out myself. My wife, she's like, no, you're not a doctor. And of course, she wasn't raised as field expedient as myself.
That means a trailer park.
You would not go to get 3 stitches removed in my household as a kid.
My mom would get the little sewing scissors out.
It's a lot of money.
That's the end of it.
Sip, 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 pull, 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 right? In fact, I think I saw my cousin snipped his staples on his knee and then it filleted open again on him because it was too soon.
Yeah, it was 15 minutes after he got him, probably.
Okay. Yeah, so he did want me to come back in 10 days. However, these stitches were of such fine quality that over a 3-night period, each and every evening, I woke up with one missing and one untied.
Yeah, like I'm surprised it lasted that long.
Each night, one of them would be gone in the morning. And Taryn comes to me. She's like, hey, are you going to get those stitches out? And I was on like the last one, untied just through my finger. I was like, yeah, we're almost done with this. Yeah, so they even fell out.
Yep, that's why you don't go. A little bit of super glue, a little bit of gaff tape, put it around there. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, probably should have. That story was a lot longer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I mean, we're only at 1 hour and 37 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. It's ours.
Like, if you want to hear some funny stuff about the ER, tune in. Like, it's...
Well, it's, I asked her. She had... I should have been like, can you send me somebody that's still excited about it? Not the trach mobile.
That's just weird. Like, I like to put holes in people's throats. Right? That's not what you would think.
Like, of all the things that you could spit out, she wants to punch a pipe through somebody's throat.
It's a bad situation if you're doing that too. Like, what? Like the shit's collapsed, or like it's all bad if you have to do that. It's not just a routine thing.
It's like some kind of allergic reaction or trauma or something like that that's closing the area. Yeah, no.
It's Florida. Why is everybody so damn weird there? Why nobody
come to Florida and get traked?
Yeah.
Instead of gauges, you get a big pin into the throat with no guts. Oh my God, that's funny.
I just don't understand Florida at all. Like, some of the best people I know are from Florida. It's entertaining, but just like, how does it even exist still? Like, how is it maintained this long? Like, I like it for a lot of reasons, but damn, like, how is it just not self-destructed?
Because the world needs a reality TV show.
Yeah.
To make their lives feel better. And I think I just texted you this the other day. I was like, Florida is a real life.
It's so cliche, but it's always Florida. Like, Mustang runs into a crowd of bystanders at a car show.
I want to see what happens in their
alligator
favorite state.
Some lady's face off, but she lives and stuffs it and puts it on her mantle. Florida. Like, guy robs bank with squirt gun, gets away with it. Florida. Like, I don't know. Like, it's something like.
You know where you get this? I got to give a plug to our guys, Florida Men on Florida Man. Check out that podcast.
Those guys are hilarious.
These guys talk about all the stuff we're discussing. Insane. They cover it all, and it's hysterical.
Yeah, and never ending. Like, they could do an episode every day and still have just cutting room floor stuff forever. Like, they find the funniest shit, and there's just so much of it.
Bro, they're expanding.
Yeah.
There's so much to do that they're expanding. They've got a Spanish version and a kids podcast as well.
Kids one I got to listen to. Like,
no, it's not like it's legitimate.
Okay.
It's not about
shit kids do in Florida.
It's not anything like that.
Okay. But the Spanish one better be like that.
That would be sad. Like,
yes.
Well, I don't speak Spanish.
I'm going to check it out.
So
I speak
to our Spanish listeners, tune in.
I think it's going to be funnier in Spanish. Even if you don't speak Spanish, I think it's hilarious because you're just going to know. Like,
the inflection.
Yeah,
they're
super excited and animated, and like they're like really good on camera and on the mic. So you're going to know what they're talking about, and it's going to be hilarious in multiple languages. Yes, I'm going to watch that. And listen to it. Yeah.
Now I need to do that.
Yes. I
I'm going to tune in.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of tuning in, if you want to know more about what we have going on, we're actually starting a email monthly that's going to talk about what we have going on, update you on episodes. So if you do want to be on that list, head on over to the website, drop in your email to us, and we'll put you on there. We'll spam you every day.
Like 5 a week.
Gary
max.
will send you pictures of his shoes.
5 a week max.
What?
Like we take the weekends off.
Oh, yeah. It's no spam weekends.
Yeah.
No spam week.
Unless you're Hawaiian.
Right? Could you imagine if you got judged by your spam box?
Oh, mine is like that's
The look on your face said it all.
that's a funny thing. Like how they have like pick the third, picture in your phone, no cheating, like open your spam box. I'll do it right now because I'm pretty curious. My spam, oh man, this could be dangerous. Where the heck is it? Okay, spam. I don't even know what that is. Wesley, some SEO crap, Twitter, GoDaddy.
Boring.
Yeah, nothing's even good here. That's where the Into the AM stuff's been going. Oh,
Hey, look, hold on. You need to get that out of that box, first of all.
I do.
And then today's shirt, Koi Dynasty,
Yeah,
right? Look at this. That's a badass shirt, right?
that is. And they're supposed to update me on the new
love
shit.
the graphics, love the art.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It looks kind of like an old school tattoo, like a Yakuza style tattoo. I love that. I love that type of design work.
Yeah, that's really cool. And like, they're always out of my size because so many people buy them and they're supposed to like let me know and they never do. And I get mad and they have been the whole time. It's been going to my spam.
That's what you get. We just talked about this earlier too. So you've been missing your opportunity to buy your pants and it's been your fault.
I've been complaining about it. Like, what are they? Yeah. And if they have them here, like, I'm very particular about stuff. And when I find something that I like I've wore the same jeans for 10 years, Levi 502, same color. I'm short. They make 29 inseam. And I found these pants and I wear sweatpants most of the time and they're exactly what I want. So then I buy them and then they're sold out and drives me nuts. I wear the same socks. I buy these Oakley socks that I like, buy 20 pairs at a time. Once a year, I throw them out and start over. Very like that. So they got to re-up these sweatpants because I need to buy them.
They're so
So
comfortable.
listen.
Here's the thing. Zipper pocket.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's 100%. I travel and the plane, wallets, phones I've lost, running for the cab, phones, zipper pockets, 100% every day. I have them on right now.
Oh, the sweat material industry. Put zippers on your shit. For the people that are, for God's sakes, jumping around in, comfortable gear, Into the AM did it, dude.
Yeah.
They did it. I was like, because my phone falls out of my pocket all the time.
Pockets are pointless.
On
normal ones. They're super shallow. You can't fit your shit in there. And then there's no zipper. It's like, here, you're going to go to the gym in this, just throw your phone on the ground right now. Just get out of the way.
There's nothing worse. You remember back in the day when they would short sheet somebody? Where they fold the sheets, when they go to stick their legs down, them all up. I feel like pants in the gym industry or sweatpants as a whole have short shank pockets. You go in hardcore to get into your pocket and you only get knuckle deep.
Yeah. Why even have them? Why for 50 years could they not make a pocket that would fit anything like you actually needed? Even before phones, was everyone's wallet this thin in the 40s or something? Can't fit anything in there. And they're out of mediums still. Get the mediums. Drive me crazy. I'm gonna have to get fat just to buy these sweatpants. I'm gonna have to get up to extra large just because I want these sweatpants.
Just buy a large.
I'm going to the home. They don't have large
You're
either.
at home.
They don't have medium or large. I'm going to Hometown Buffet right after this. I'm gonna tell my girl to bring the big purse too.
They got a ton of graphic tees though in medium.
Oh, they do. I'm looking right now.
I did see that. I looked for you, man. When I was in there today, I looked because I was thinking about getting you one, but then I was like, fuck that. You can buy
Here's one with the Joshua tree on it. There you go. What the
See?
fuck? Buying it.
See? There you go.
Instantly buying it. Oh shit, yeah.
If you're gonna go check out Into the AM, go to our website.
That's awesome that I just was about to buy it and not even go to our website.
They're an affiliate there. Check them out.
Sorry,
I said sponsor, affiliate, whatever.
No, I was just about to not follow the thing that we tell people to do every time. We just buy it off.
You just throwing money away.
Sorry. Okay, I'm not.
Don't listen to Gary. Go to the website.
Yeah, sorry. I'm shopping in the middle.
You can also get our gear. I sent Jennifer some swag today. She got it and she said that she got our coffee cup and the notepad, and because she loves tea and coffee, so we sent that to her and she's a book person. So
A book
figured
person,
I
like
don't know.
a book person.
Book person.
That was like, oh,
She,
she can read.
she's so overqualified.
Oh yeah. Yeah. In case you don't know about Jennifer, she keeps us in line and she's not here right now. That's why this has just gone to shit. And I'm shopping online. He's talking
All
about
off the rails.
stuff. I forgot what we're talking about. But I did it the right way.
Why am I telling everybody a story about my fucking finger?
Like
This is the things that she'd be like, yo,
it makes him feel better.
in fact, when I told her that story, she was mortified when I told her that the needle went through. Like legitimately. It was like, you know how when you check a hot dog or like a brat on the grill?
That's exactly what I was picturing.
You know when it goes through and it like squirts the grease? That's what it looked like she did with my finger.
Oh, I got to tell you about grills real quick. So if you guys saw Bobby Maximus, who's on our show, he's sponsored by Traeger grills. And this is not a sponsor of mine.
That's badass.
Yeah, so he sent me the best grill that exists in the world. And I live in condos and these bastards started finding me. So I have to get rid of the grill. It's the night. It literally. So my business partner, Dave, has a house. So I gave it to him. He's sitting upstairs editing videos and on the app, you could watch your meat and it tells you exactly what temperature it is. And he's literally,
I know this app and it is not a grill.
oh yeah, that's watching somebody else's meat. That's watching somebody else's meat.
App?
This is your meat. Like You're watching someone else's meat, which is teach his own.
That's Grinder.
Yeah, that's a different one. Like, everything serves its purpose. If you're watching your own meat on Grinder, that's real weird. I don't know why. There's perfectly good other choices.
Make a profile to meet your profile. Does somebody that's got a multiple personality, do they make multiple dating profiles that date themselves?
Yeah, you're like, that guy looks awfully familiar. Like, he's always wherever I'm at. It's really weird.
I feel like that's the plot to a horror movie. Like a dating horror movie where all these profiles are coming after each other, but they keep their faces blanked out. And then at the end, you find out it's one dude dating himself like
I've lived with that
over and over again. He's the male, the female.
Yeah, I've done that before. I've done that before. Yeah.
You've dated yourself?
No, with no picture. You roll the dice. Don't do it. It's not going to be good.
No.
No.
Whoa, hold on a minute. You went in blind?
Oh, a couple times. Yeah, for sure.
That's super bold and also speaks to your character.
Oh, it was no like righteous shit at all.
You took them for who they were without seeing what they looked like.
No, I just am curious and I could not know, and it was going to be hilarious, probably. No, I'll take the credit when I deserve it. It wasn't like, oh, she had a great personality. I didn't care what you looked like.
So this was more of an experiment.
Yeah, it was. They didn't have good personalities.
Who's behind the mystery photos?
I literally, one of them's license plate said psycho from the DMV. I'm not joking. I swear.
Literally said psycho.
Yeah, and she was actually good looking, but psycho. I was like, okay, this is not adding up. Like, why would you just show me your picture? And then, I found out pretty quick.
Yeah, because you could tell people where she's from or identify her.
And it was a Mustang. She's running. If she was from Florida, she would have ran over like 35 crowds already. They love you guys.
Florida is the Mustang capital of the world.
Yeah, I rented one when I went there. I don't know if
you almost died in one here.
Yeah, so if people
has it been long enough to be able to tell people what you did to this damn car?
I mean, like they're not supposed to go $140 on roads you haven't been on before because sometimes there's a dip and then you're in the air. It was Dukes of Hazzard minus the racism, and it was amazing. Like
minus Bo and Luke Duke.
Yeah, there's no Confederate flags on there. Some of the other cars around me probably had them, but
it's Florida. Yeah,
so I bent something, probably the axle or whatever, so it couldn't really turn left too good. And then reverse was gone for like 2 or 3 days while I was there. So and no reverse, couldn't really turn left too good. So that was great. And I blow all of my money. I am the worst. But one thing, if I pay for the full tank of gas, or I pay for you could go, I'm going to give you $70 no matter what, like you don't have to pay or whatever. So you want to use every ounce of gas because you paid for the whole tank. So if I was at your house, it's like 30 or 40 minutes from the airport and put like $4 in the night before. Cause I'm like, okay, that's going to get me where I need to go, but I get lost constantly. I'm not exaggerating.
So you ran out of gas somewhere?
Yeah. Well, so the brake started to stick because like the axle's like messed up on the front left. So it was just like squealing. had no reverse.
For those of you who don't know, Gary is also the executive producer of Street Outlaws. So there should be like some kind of like little disclaimer on the corner of your license when you show up at these places.
Yeah, I'm not working on that show anymore because I'm just too much of an outlaw. No, just joking. I'm not working on it right now because we're not taping it, but I'm not too much of an outlaw. But those guys, I've been around them long enough to like not care about how I drive it. Or so at least on that show, there's some safety people.
Yeah, no safety people in your Enterprise rent-a-car.
Yeah. Long story short, it was not rented. It was definitely not Enterprise. Don't put that on me. It was Enterprise shit. So I pull in.
Was it really?
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, we get the entertainment rate. So I pull in the out because I was running out of gas. So everyone's trying to come out, and I pull in, and I have no reverse. So there's like 8 people that had just rented their cars. It dies right there. No reverse, no gas, and on fire because the brake had been stuck like the whole way there. It was smoking, no reverse, completely out of gas. And the guy's like, sir, I just grab my suitcase and I just walk in. And then I'm like, Tampa Airport, you're amazing. Because when you get on the train to go over, there's a huge box that says car keys. And then there's like a thing that says, forgot your keys, ? I get nailed for $90 every time because I always take them home. So I'm like, oh, sweet. So drop the keys there. Never heard about it. They didn't charge me any extra, but that thing was messed up.
That's amazing, dude.
Mustang GT. It was like, I've never drove a Mustang before somehow in my life. I'm pretty sure. And business partner, Dave, he's a Mustang guy. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have as a rental one.
It was an Air for probably not that long, but it felt like it.
Good Lord, dude.
It was, yeah.
I love it.
I won't say what city or state. Well, I already said the state, but I won't say which city, at least, because it probably broke a few laws.
Bro, time.
Yeah, I'm going to jail.
So,
yeah.
You're busted if you're busted.
I'm going to have to memorize your phone number. Places I frequent often, I have to memorize one person's phone number there, just in case, I forget my phone to charge and I end up in jail. Like, you have to know one person's number.
Oh, this is true. That's a good hint. I think we should end on that, man. Like, you should know at least one person's phone number in every location by heart.
Yep. Shout out to my friend Joyce, who I worked with for 20 years. One of 3 numbers I know because back 20 years ago, I used to go to jail. Not often, but enough to memorize her phone number to this day. Because you couldn't call long distance, and my mom lives in Ohio, and Joyce and my mom are friends. So I would call her, and she would call my mom.
Oh, yeah. Once you're in that door, they're all calling each other. I love them.
Yeah. That was 20 years ago. That's been a long time. Let's cut this out.
Yeah, that is. I remember like 1 or 2 phone numbers from my childhood. But then back then you were told to remember your phone number and it was like this huge thing. And there wasn't like 9 billion other ones and other ways to communicate with each other.
I don't know anybody's.
Now, no, hell no. I only know my wife's because it's got 4 digits are different than mine. That's it. The last 4. Otherwise they're the same. Otherwise I wouldn't know it. Like,
I've had the same bank account numbers since college, and I'm 42 years old. I cannot tell you what it is right now.
And the next episode, we'll give you all of our password hints, and then we'll tell you about we're just giving away all of our secrets right now.
Going to jail, broke, and I'm not going to have anybody to call.
TA Library coming up, Tragedy Academy Library. Jennifer's working on that. We're going to talk about some really cool books, authors, things that she's going to bring to the table, smarter shit. That said, if you've got any recommendations of any books that you think that our listener base or academics could benefit from, always send those over to us. To us. And then tease, what do we got coming up? Oh, October, martial arts, mental health. You want to tell people what we're going to do there?
I think, me personally, I've been in martial arts in some form of that for most of my life, and a lot of my friends are. And I think there's a ton of benefits with mental health and everything. So we're going to highlight that every way we can, tell stories, have guests, and I think hopefully change some perceptions on some things, on different ways that you can deal with mental health. And I think that's it, if I'm not forgetting anything.
I think it's a great way to also destigmatize the martial arts or MMA industry and show the benefits that are, obtained through that mindful exercise that is rooted in, a very long tradition, religion, or culture in many cases. So I think I agree with you. You also have, we've got a dean from UCLA that's going to come in and talk about psychoactive medications, illicit and licit. That is the proper way to say that, right? Is it illicit and licit?
But I don't know how you're supposed to say it.
So we're gonna hold this one. Jennifer can weigh in and tell me if there's such a word as licit. I believe there is. Gary, you said no.
Yeah, like on The Office when he's like, I'm not superstitious, I'm just a little stitious. Like it's probably like that.
You're a little stitious.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we were playing Scrabble, would you ask for a dictionary?
Yeah, like all the time because I don't know any words that would score more than like 4 points.
So you wouldn't believe me. You would take the chance.
I think licit is not a word.
Okay. I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to give this one to Jennifer to rule on, and she can tell us if we're idiots or not, or whatever we are, or I just make shit up.
Yeah. If you don't know, she's a librarian, archivist,
There's a
historian.
that word up.
Yeah, she's like all like archivists.
Historian.
Don't design houses, by the way, in case you guys were wondering. That's architects. I was like, I'm like, you read books and you design houses. She's like, no, I don't, and at all. I'm like, okay, yeah, she doesn't design any buildings, none. Maybe libraries, but that's not what an archivist is.
She's with us like a Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, like I've mostly smart. Like I my theory on things is I want to be the dumbest person in the room. A lot of people want to be the smartest person in the room. I don't. I want all my friends and people around me to be smarter than me. If they're all dumber than me, that does me no good. So like,
I just want to laugh.
That's how I like. Yeah, like I laugh at how dumb I am, and then I laugh at her expressions while I'm laughing about the shit that I just said that makes no sense.
I can tell when she's purposely tuning us out too. Like she just goes into a different zone when we're talking about things that are just completely, they probably should just never be said.
She spends a lot of time there.
What's that?
Yeah. She spends a lot of time in that zone.
She has to. She finds a happy place.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, oh.
Yeah, I think that kind of covers everything we got going on, man. I think we're good.
I think so. I would say last thing is like if anybody's got suggestions of anything they want to see or hear on the podcast, different types of characters or segments, please share them with us because we're always looking for new fun stuff to do.
Yeah, and share your art. Like legitimately share your art. If you've got music or if you've got graphic design, or I don't care if you're fucking we might get we do have an artist that applied to come on the show. Remember the welder?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start. I don't know how much I could bother her till it's too much, but she is so cool and does the coolest shit. I'm gonna have to just start calling every day. Yeah, like
who's gonna yell at us for it? I'm not gonna yell at you for it. You gonna yell at me for it?
Yeah, she has a book. I already bought the book. I'll tell a story about how I lit this kid on fire in my welding class. That's why I don't know how to weld if she comes on.
You lit a kid on fire? Don't tell the story. Yep. I want to get her on just so you can tell this story. My God, dude.
Yep.
You should come with
it was my fault.
Warning labels, like all sorts of stuff. Do you have
Yeah.
There should be like a cap, like a prescription cap on you. You have to
Yeah, I made it like one weekend, tech ed welding, and I was not allowed to do that anymore because you're not allowed to light people on fire.
I can't cut a fucking papaya, so we can't chef it, we can't weld it, and
I can because they put me in home ec. Yeah,
they did put you in home ec after that.
Yes,
I can cook pretty well.
Knife skills.
I just don't know how to use I don't cut fruits and vegetables, man. That's for healthy people.
Yeah, cut up already.
Knives are for meat.
Yeah, fruit they're worm shaped, aren't they? Just have to open the bag.
Yeah, great. All right, let's get out of here. This episode's worm shaped. Thanks for the support, everybody. We appreciate you. And remember, be cool and keep learning.
My face hurts.
This episode is worm. I just basically called it a turd.